Welcome everybody to another episode of Getting Over the Hump, presented by your boy Phoenix Born. You already know it's Wednesday, motivating others, inspiring others, pushing everybody forward, getting through 2022. We're not reminiscing on 2021, we're just going ahead and getting straight to the point. For this week's episode, it's going to be called Tunnel Vision. So a tunnel essentially is basically some piece of infrastructure that you can drive through or walk through, and it's pretty enclosed. There's not much to your right, to your left, above you or below you, and you go down the path of the tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel has a light which allows you to escape freedom, and then you're out in the open to wherever you are in the world. Vision obviously is you seeing, staying focused on what you're trying to accomplish. So when you put the two together, tunnel vision is you're so focused in your journey and the task that you're trying to accomplish that there's not much to the side, there's not much above you, there's not much beneath you to distract you. You're really focused on trying to push forward. And when it comes to that, think about it. A lot of people who are great athletes, Hall of Famers in sports and anything like that, they dedicated their craft to it so that way they can be the best in their sport. Like Michael Jordan, for example. He's so famous and he's talked about so much that even people who don't know basketball or don't follow basketball know who he is. And that was his drive. He was just so focused on being the best that he practiced day in and day out. It's similar when it comes to your journey. You focus so much in what you're trying to accomplish, you will become a master in it. You will become an expert. The only downfall is you tend to forget about life outside of what you're trying to accomplish. You may alienate yourself from friends and family. You may not have a social life as much. You may not sleep as much, so on and so forth. And it comes down to how you want to accomplish it. How dedicated are you on? How much of a balance do you want? Of course, we all want to reach the end goal of your own journey, whether it is to open a business or accomplish a goal or move up in your career. Whatever it may be, we all want to reach the end. But when you're focused on it, there's really not that much for distractions. Friends will say, hey, we should hang out and do this. But then you have to decide, should I hang out and maybe take a step back in where I'm going? Or do I sacrifice that for one weekend or for a certain period of time so that way I can focus on where I'm going? Hence tunnel vision. You become so fixated on the prize that you really don't let nothing stop you. I did that in my last year of school. I was so focused on graduating that I started cutting off everything. There was a lot of stuff I didn't do, a lot of any free time I had, so to speak. I just kept it so that I can focus on studying because my end goal was to graduate with my bachelor's degree. And I didn't want nothing stopping it. I didn't want nothing in it that can say, hey, Nate, if you go this way, then you're not going to graduate. And that's how tunnel vision is, especially in sports, when you're just so focused on training and exercising on what you want to do. That's how determined you have to be. You have to be so fixated on it that you are successful. Now, when it comes to that, like I mentioned earlier, if you're fixated on it so much, you're going to forget stuff and you're going to let life pass you by. And that becomes a question that you have to answer to yourself. How dedicated do you want to be to where you don't have that nice work-life balance? And for me, when I was doing it for my degree, my bachelor's degree, I sacrificed pretty much everything. Anything that could have distracted me, I just sacrificed it because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get this degree and I wanted to finish it once and for all so I can continue pursuing other things in life. And there is nothing wrong with wanting to sacrifice essentially any distraction. You do have to understand that type of sacrifice and commitment comes at a huge cost, and it comes at a really huge price mentally. You have to be okay with being isolated. You have to be okay with just being alone. It's just you and whatever the task is at hand. Just you relying on God as well. There's a lot of factors that play into it. So when it comes to doing tunnel vision and accomplishing your goal, what you do is you lay out the roadmap that you have from the starting position to the final position, and then you tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna go this speed, for this amount of time. Okay, I take a little break here. Okay, now I'm gonna get back on the grind. Okay, let me take another break here. Okay, no breaks going forward next year because I took too many breaks and it kind of messed me up. So you have to pick and choose how you view your tunnel vision for your journey. Again, it does take a lot of sacrifice depending on what you're trying to do, but what's a small sacrifice in terms of a year or 3 years for a lifetime of freedom that you're trying to achieve, whether it's financial freedom, freedom in terms of a social life, meeting new people, relationship freedom with networking and all that. So you have to pick how you want to do this. And if you want to use my degree as an example, that's considered more of an extreme type of tunnel vision where you just solely fixate on that one object and nothing else. If that's a bit too extreme in terms of that type of commitment, then you throttle it down and you just pick and choose how you want to do it. As long as you focus at the end of that tunnel where that light is and you know you're going to achieve it, then you run the race your way. You can use others as an example in terms of how extreme and how light they took their journey, and you pick and choose based on your personality, your traits, and your dedication. So there's nothing wrong with that. Just remember, tunnel vision requires a lot of sacrifice depending how high and how far your end goal is, and it's just going to take commitment. You have to be willing to endure trials, tribulations, obstacles, hardships. There's going to be a lot of road bumps along the way. There's nothing wrong with that. Just be mindful that what you want to accomplish, get ready, because it's just going to get harder and harder. But eventually there comes a point where you hit that last obstacle and you just cross into the end of that tunnel, and now you're free. And that's how you want to see it. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of Tunnel Vision on getting over the hump. Just a keynote, remember, just takes commitment and dedication, and stay focused on it. If you like what you heard, hit that like button, share with any of your friends who thinks they need to hear it. As always, on Wednesdays, I'll be here motivating others, inspiring others, helping others stay on track with their goals. As always, take care, stay safe, have a good day. Bye.